Hi, today I want to talk to you about rejection. Have you ever been rejected? Yep, I guess you have. We all have. And yet some people, it seems to roll off them and they carry on regardless. So I want to give you 5 little tips, 5 little hacks that will help you minimize the pain of rejection and move things forward. Hey sisters, it's Wendy, the Brainy Biscuit, head Brainy Biscuit at brainybiscuit.com. Hello and welcome. And today I want to start a conversation about rejection. What a lovely subject to have a go at. Okay, we have all been rejected, and yes, it hurts. And some people seem to deal with it much better than others. So I want to give you some little hints and tips to make life a little easier when you fear you might be rejected. But first, did you know that a whopping 75% of women say they feel a lack of confidence, particularly at work? This means that there are an awful lot of women out there who are just not reaching their potential. And I don't know what the number of that 75% is of us silver sisters, but I bet it's a lot. You know, my confidence has ebbed and flowed throughout my life depending on my circumstances and my attitude. And for most women in midlife, confidence, or rather lack of it, is a big issue. I feel that as we grow older and greyer, we want to become that grey person in the background, not wanting to push ourselves forward through fear of rejection. So it's hardly surprising we don't feel confident, but it doesn't have to be this way. Once you set your mind to becoming more confident, it's actually much easier than you realise. You just have to change how you think and feel about yourself. Confidence comes from knowing you can rely on yourself. I believe that we midlifers have the experience and the knowledge to be incredibly self-reliant. We've done all that shit, worn the t-shirt, and yet we still don't blow our own trumpet. What is that about? First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and you can't be in business without facing rejection. I've also had real jobs, both big and small, and trust me when I say I've been rejected in those situations too. But I also was a geeky, ill child and went through a lot of my childhood with a lot of rejection. I think we all have, but we can't dwell upon it. We need to move forward. So, I became an entrepreneur. In business, I've had huge amounts of success, but I've also had some whopping failures too. Some really, really horrible ones. And it's probably the business failures that I've learnt much more about rejection and also about business, thank heavens. Okay, so this doesn't mean that I like rejection. Nobody does. I am indeed only human, contrary to popular belief for those who know me. However, over the years, I have managed to change the way I feel about rejection and turn it into, in most cases, a positive learning experience. I try and analyse each rejection for what it is and from what I can learn from it. So, as I said earlier, confidence is about self-reliance, and I've had to make sure that I've got self-reliance in spades. There's only me to look after me, and you can probably relate to that, ladies. No matter who's in your life and how busy it is, the buck stops with you, about you. And for 1 second, ladies, I do not believe that you lack self-reliance. Okay, knowing that you can totally rely on yourself actually means that you need the opinions of others and the actions of others much less. So what if you're rejected? You got you, babe. So I want to tell you 5 ways to overcome the fear of rejection and to become more confident and more capable. So here we go. Be present in the moment. So when you start thinking about or going into a situation where you might be rejected, do you start thinking about the past and thinking about past rejection? No matter when it was you were a kid at school, or the last job, or the boyfriend that rejected you, or your best friend when she just didn't seem interested and said no, she wasn't going to do that, whatever it happened to be. Start thinking about all those negative situations where they rejected you or your ideas. Do you start thinking about that? Or alternatively, instead of thinking about past rejection, do you start fantasizing about what could go wrong? I could ask the wrong questions, wear the wrong shoes, be the wrong person at the wrong time. Think about it for a second. How insane is that? You're getting really demotivated and really, really stressed about something that hasn't happened yet. And in fact, it might never happen at all. So here it is. Be present in the moment and focus on what you want. Make what you want really, really exciting and as detailed as possible until it really grooves your truffles, to use a favourite expression of mine, okay? Live in that moment. Think about all of the positives. Think about how much you want it and how exciting it will be if you get it. Okay, next, stand tall. So I'm assuming that when you have asked for things in the past, you've got them, as well as sometimes not getting them. Well, let's focus on when you asked for something in the past and you got it. Yeah. How did you approach the situation? Stand tall, put a big smile on your face, pull your shoulders back and make lots and lots of eye contact. I bet you were enthusiastic too. My guess is that you said, you'd say yes, you did all of those things. That's how you should approach every situation, ladies. If you approach someone with your head down, looking miserable and making no eye contact at all, it's hardly surprising you get the result you were dreading. It becomes self-fulfilling. So no, big smile, stand tall, okay, shoulders back, and act confident. If you act confidently, you will feel confident, and if you look and feel confident, people will believe that you are confident, and then they're more likely to say yes to you. Okay, next point, and it's a biggie. Do you know what? You will survive. I promise you will survive. What happens if they say no? And it could happen. But what's changed? What's really, really changed? You didn't have the deal or the promotion or whatever it was before you asked. And if they say no, you haven't got it. So nothing's changed, okay? So, you'll survive. It's fine, I promise. Lots of people act as though if by asking they will cause offence. And you'll never ever be able to talk to that person again. Well, here's the secret for you. Unless you are offensive when you are asking, people won't be offended at all. You're just asking them something. They might just say yes. If you fear rejection and don't ask, you'll never know that they could say yes. You could be missing out on so much, my sisters. Focus on the positive. Stop praising your girls in terms of what you don't want. For example, do you say to yourself, I don't want to be rejected? Well, guess what? What you imagine becomes real. If you think about being rejected, you'll be rejected. You'll be much more successful if you flip it, phrasing it into positives, such as I want to get the deal, the boyfriend, the shoes, start a great relationship, or whatever's relevant to your particular situation. Focus on what you want instead of what you want to avoid. Focus on the positives. Okay, last but by no means least, know this. It's not personal, okay? People often say no without much real thought. They don't see that you had worked yourself up and how important it was for you to ask this question. They just don't appreciate it. It doesn't occur to them. So if you take it personally, you'll blow it all out of proportion. And I personally would rather receive an honest no than some half-hearted yes that leaves me feeling dissatisfied and resentful. I mean, you must have been in that situation where you said yes and you really meant no, even if it was going out with the girls for a Friday night and you weren't in the mood and you'd got something on the next day and you didn't want to go, and you went out anyway and you were just grumpy and miserable and you didn't have a great time. Sometimes an honest no is better than a half-hearted yes. Okay, it's a difficult option, but no could be the right answer. And besides, no today doesn't mean no forever. It just means that you said no today. It could easily be a yes tomorrow. Have you ever said no today and then said yes later? You're not that unique, babe. So there we go. Those are my 5 little hacks to help you with rejection. So just to summarize, be present in the moment. Don't worry about what could happen, just be present in the situation and what you're going to do now. Stand tall, shoulders back, big cheesy grin all over your face. And remember, you will survive. Very few people died from getting a no. Okay, and think about the positives. What you will want, what you could achieve, what will happen if they actually say yes. And remember, for most people, most of the time, it's not personal. It's just a no. So, okay, those are my hacks. Hope they've been useful to you. Hope that you can use them and hope you will feel a little bit better about rejection. And the other thing to say is, it happens to us all. Everybody, all day, is getting rejection. It's just how you deal with it. And here's a thought. Put on your big girl pants, take a deep breath and go for it. I promise it won't kill you. So all that's left for me to say is I really want you to live your best life, and bye for now. Okay, so I hope you head over to brainybiscuit.com, and I would love you to follow me on Instagram at @thebrainybiscuit. Feel free to like this video, subscribe and tell all your friends. I really hope that I get to see you again soon. Take care.